Hola and welcome. History is about to be made in Barcelona. The world's best female fast boat sailors have taken centre stage and are about to go into battle for the inaugural Puig Women's America's Cup. 12 teams, 12 nations started this regatta. Now only 2 remain. Athena Pathway Great Britain and Rossa Prada Pirelli are our finalists. The Italians have already claimed the UniCredit Youth America's Cup, and right from the get-go they've made no secret of the fact that they want to complete the double and add the Puig Women's America's Cup to the trophy cabinet as well.
Participating at the first Women's America's Cup, it's an honor. When I was a kid, I was always saying, oh my God, I want to do that, Rossa America's Cup. When I stop and think about it, it's just like, wow, it's the first time and I'm here. So I'm feeling very, very lucky and honored to be part of this team.
It's a dream coming true, but still didn't realize it. Actually, I think I will realize it on the first day of racing, probably. But yeah, I'm very happy and proud.
For sure, being a NACRA sailor, it was very easy for me to just go on the AC40 and be on a fast boat because I always do that. And also racing on a fast boat is not a simple thing. You have to be used to it.
Sailing NACRA 17 is really helpful for my knowledge in the AC40 and also for the speed, the sensations and stuff like that. You feel the boat on the, I don't know how to say it, on the ass instead of the hands. I mean, a little bit less, but yeah, simulator and NACRA 17 have been important part of my preparation. My opposite helm is Giulia Conti. She is an icon for Italy, a female icon. She has a very good view of the sailing course, so she just gives a look and already knows what to do. But it's also hard to understand her mind and try to stay on pace.
It's not easy just to do your job for half of the time. So I think we can give something every time. Streamers are always focused on the boat and helping the helms to set the targets and see outside.
For sure, we can start to anticipate each other. It's the game that requires it. It's better for us to train in English because in Italian we talk a lot, you know. For saying a thing, we say more words than in English. And for us, looks better because the communication is more clear.
We have a lot of support from the Italians, and that's like that. Italy always do it like that. We are all in something.
Because in Italy, Rossa is very important. It's like the national team of football. And everybody talks about it when the cup starts. Everybody tries to send us good vibes, also for the wind, and so we feel that support for sure.
Let's take a closer look at their opposition. Athena Pathway is led by 2-time world champion and Olympic medalist Hannah Mills. A solid and consistent performance on the water has got the British to the final. Their mission now is to be the very first to get their names etched in the Puig Women's America's Cup trophy.
It's incredibly exciting to have the opportunity to race as an all-women's team in the America's Cup. Feels like it's been a long time coming.
It's a super exciting time to be involved with sailing. These boats are incredible and these machines are just awesome.
It's the first ever Women's America's Cup. You know, we want to make history and we want to try and win that. And I guess I feel like we're hopefully pushing through the door so that, you know, the next generation of females to come, there's going to be huge opportunity off the back of this. So yeah, I feel very privileged and honoured to be a part of it. We've had a really long journey to get to this point. You know, we launched the Athena Pathway program. Ben Ainsley and myself launched it kind of back in 2021. It felt like with the announcement of the Women's and Youth America's Cup, it was just a big opportunity in British sailing to try and build a pathway into the top level of our sport. And since then, you know, there's been a lot of work back in the UK on working with WASP and getting the next generation foiling back in the UK, which has been a really cool part of the project. And then obviously with the Women's and Youth Cup, we've had the AC40 simulator out, did a lot of training on that. That's how we did our selection process. And then we had a phase where we were with Ineos Britannia and we were upskilling a lot of our sailors and a lot of our shore team actually as well, to then move into our own base in Badalona here in Barcelona. The AC40 is amazing to sail. It really rewards accuracy. You know, if you get the heel slightly wrong, it can be a big wipeout. The racing is just amazing. You know, you've got 6 boats going around a race course, bouncing off boundaries, coming together all of the time, and just the communication between the 4 people on board is absolutely critical. There will never be a first one again. This is it. So yeah, it's mega.
So those are our 2 contenders. Today, history beckons. Hearts are about to be broken. Heroes are about to be made. Who will get their names etched in silver? Who will hold the Puig Women's America's Cup trophy aloft? We'll find out after the break. Welcome back. The world's best female fast boat sailors are about to go head-to-head and compete for the inaugural Puig Women's America's Cup. Let's head to the start box. Rossa, Prada, Pirelli has port entry. Athena Pathway, Great Britain are on starboard.
Rolling up a bit more then, all the way up to 70. 8.5, even more left. Let's go for it now. Okay, bearing away here, all the way down. Let's wing in the jib. Okay, andiamo dritto. All the way down.
Jumping for step back, board down. Coming down, my wheel. 3, 2, 1, board down.
Bad way.
Yep, okay, 9 knots.
British jibing back. Hannah Mills picking up the steering. Right in front of them now, Luna Rossa. 48 seconds, still quite a long time.
The Italians leading back early. All sail controls on board the AC40 being controlled by batteries, so no human power involved in this crew of 4. Power on tap for all functions.
Racing it, as much charge as we can. We're racing SAS.
Quite an even start, potentially.
2 boat lengths clear the windward.
We need to tap or we good?
Oh, no, we should. And knocking. Okay, press here. Kill.
History is about to unfold on the waters of Barcelona. You're about to experience the very first Puig Women's America's Cup final, and we've got a green light to get going.
Okay, target's 26.
Very, very even start, Shirley.
Well, we didn't get much engagement in the pre-start, but we got a tight-old start. The Italians just ahead, 9 meters back from the line, and launched.
Very even speeds off the line. Italians just being able to sail a slightly freer course, so the British team just having to hang off the back and not slide down into that affected dirty air of the Italian team.
We're getting near that left-hand boundary. Big manoeuvre for the Italians.
The British will tack inside the Italians and try and inch their way forward. Really nice tack on board Luna Rossa, Prada, Pirelli.
Well, there is nothing in this. Look at that view.
Julia Conti and Maria Jubilee will be looking out the window, up to windward there, looking down at Tash Bryant and Hannah Diamond on board Athena Pathway. The Italians just sailing forward enough to put themselves in a commanding position.
So important, isn't it, when you're match racing, to keep an eye on the bigger picture, to be looking up the course for breeze.
This is the race committee. We are moving the leeward gate, lengthening the course to 1 nautical mile and shifting the axis to 225.
Both boats heading towards the first gate, the top gate, the first leg of 6 about to be completed. But there is, as we have seen through this whole regatta in the Puig Women's America's Cup, not too much in it. Luna Rossa heads around that left marker first, followed around by Athena Pathway.
British team does so well to keep this tight. Lots of options to get back into the race.
Just in general, Luna Rossa, Prada, Pirelli just sailing a click higher on their ride height, so just avoiding those little touchdowns. Every time that centre of the hull touches down, it picks up a little bit of drag from the water surface, so all important to try and keep that hull just clear of the water surface if you can.
You can see both these teams are really well drilled, have been training here all summer. Luna Rossa, Prada, Pirelli had the investment of the team, the knowledge of the team, and their youth squad also, which we saw win earlier in the month. Athena Pathway, also coached by Chris Draper, an America's Cup skipper, really put a huge amount of importance, quite rightly, on this event, the very first Women's America's Cup. Little panic there on the Italians.
They're just struggling to get the roll of the yacht back under control there, but they did a good job of just keeping it airborne and not getting caught with a windward heel touchdown.
Still not too much in this final. Luna Rossa, Prada, Pirelli will continue to lead. Athena Pathway, Great Britain, 2 legs completed now, 4 to go, and both these boats are a good example of the health of sailing in both these countries.
Heading to the right-hand side. In terms of the breeze on the water, it doesn't look as advanced as it did on that right-hand side. I think it's more about the trailing boat, the GBR, just wanting to keep the air clear and minimising the loss and keeping the game alive. Pretty evenly matched between Italy and GBR, going on the upwind for the second time.
I'm very impressed with the team on Luna Rossa. Giulia Conte is a very experienced sailor, 3 times Olympian. I raced against her even at the Olympics, but her teammates are all in their early 20s, and she's managing today on the biggest stage of all to keep it calm and perform. Margherita Poro steering on port. This is Tash Bryant steering on port, Hannah Diamond behind her on trim.
Luna Rossa doing a really nice job just locking this race down. Had some fantastic coaching staff helping with their match racing skills. So the youth champions from Luna Rossa, Prada, Pirelli winning the Youth America's Cup. So can they do the same? The British trying to wriggle their way free to take that chance off them.
The lead remains a narrow one to Luna Rossa, Prada, Pirelli. Half of this inaugural Puig Women's America's Cup final is done. 3 legs are completed.
on these AC40s, boats actually have an auto ride height pilot, so the crew on board not having to actually fly the boat. There's actually a IMU electronic sensor and bow sensor that actually sends the signal to the foil flap to fly the boat.
Yeah, Italy just had a bit of a touchdown there, a bit of a plough touchdown, and what that's causing that is the seaway now is building quite dramatically, and because the boats are only 40 foot long, not like the 75 footers, you have to have a lot of control so that you don't stick it in, but the Italians look pretty comfortable. They doubled their lead on that second upwind, so Italy are doing a fine job. Just need to keep the beast under control as they head down to Mark 4.
Right, we're gaining on them in a straight line. They're pretty loose. Copy.
The British team definitely back in the game. Hardly anything between these two boats.
Nice jibe on board Athena Pathway. The Italians now having to execute this bottom sector really well to keep the advantage.
And how many times have we seen in a lot of these AC40 races, if you get it wrong around the mark, you're in a bit of bother. Right now, though, Rossa, Prada, Pirelli, get around. And that's 4 legs done, 2 to go. In comes Athena Pathway, Great Britain.
The British boat now actually sailing towards more pressure on that right-hand side. That's a danger for the Italians. Yeah, we can see it here on the wind field. That green area indicating more pressure. Calmer on the Italian boat. Well, sounded a bit wobbly on the last run. Giulia Conti just reining it in.
Margherita Porro there, and Julia Fava on trim. The boat's really dancing around over and through these waves. The foils doing all the work to keep the boats airborne. Interesting decision coming up for Rossa, Prada, Pirelli now, whether they tack and actually put Athena Pathway in their dirty air, or whether they keep sailing across to the right-hand side. So the Italians, again, now make a decision whether to stay clear. So Athena Pathway tacking back. They'll be forcing the Italians to do a down-speed tack if they come back now. So managing to keep their nose clear. Little close of the gap as well. Only one mistake by the Italians, and Athena Pathway will be right with them.
Rossa, Prada, Pirelli just tacked right on our bow, pretty well on ley line to that top mark gate, and there's good little squirt of pressure coming onto the Italians as they come around the top mark for the last time.
Looks like the Italians also got a bit of shift.
What the Italians do have right now is one more leg remaining. One more leg to go to head to the finish line and be a part of America's Cup history. They've led from start. Will they lead to finish? They round that final mark and head home. Rossa, Prada, Pirelli. Athena Pathways, Great Britain, just haven't been able to find something. Was there a little touchdown there a moment ago from Rossa, but Athena Pathway, Great Britain are through on the downward home leg.
Keep coming. Heavy down, copy that, heavy down, copy. Angle, no lower.
We've seen how tricky this downwind leg is, the increased bump. Anything can happen.
Rossa, Prada, Pirelli, this could be the big double for them here. Remember, they won the UniCredit Youth America's Cup. And at this point, they're on course to add another one, and the inaugural Puig Women's America's Cup.
It would be a massive credit to the whole team, Luna Rossa, Prada, Pirelli. They took both those events seriously and have invested time and energy and resources. Good to see.
One final jibe for Luna Rossa, Prada, Pirelli. They need to execute this well, keep the boat nice and smooth. And that's a beautiful jibe, very well controlled.
Saturday, October the 12th, 2024, off the coast of Barcelona, more history is created in the America's Cup story. For the very first time, Luna Rossa, Prada, Pirelli win the Puig Women's America's Cup. In comes Athena Pathways. Great challenger, great regatta. You couldn't ask for more.
We love an Italian celebration. That's how much it means.
Forget about staring, get out of the cockpit and celebrate.
Well, I wouldn't have seen their fellow crew members for the whole race. They better get over there and give them a cuddle. Congratulations to Luna Rossa, Prada, Pirelli, Women's America's Cup champions.
Julia, I think we've seen what it means, but how does it feel after all the hours of practice and the years of training to do this and get the job done?
Speechless. It's such an, it's just an immense joy, really. We've worked so hard, and I don't know, yeah, with the boys helping us all the time. Yeah, we're so happy to match their win and be champions. I guess we cannot believe it.
Julia, I can see how much it means. I mean, you did not put a foot wrong in that race. You started ahead, stayed ahead. How proud are you of the three other girls, those young girls that you've galvanized together?
Unbelievable. They are amazing sailors, incredible people. I love them so much. I think this is the strength of this team. It's the cohesion of the team is just unique. Never experienced something like this in my whole sailing career, really.
Okay, let's go aboard Athena Pathway, Great Britain. Hannah, tough day out, but first of all, would you like to say something to the Italian crew? I know Julia is listening.
Yeah, I mean, massive well done to Julia and the Italian sailors. What an amazing race. Yeah, just so proud of all the competitors in this women's event, just how everyone's handled themselves, how everyone's really delivered on a world stage. Yeah, just super proud of everyone.
Hannah, massive congratulations for getting into the final. I know it's not the result that you wanted, but you've all come such a long way. Just talk to me about that, about your team, and also, what do you really feel this is the beginning of? Where's this going to go?
Yeah. Oh, you're gonna make me cry, Shelley. Yeah, it's been a long, amazing campaign. We've put so much into this, and I'm just so proud of all of our team that have worked so hard to get us to this point, and obviously our friends at Ineos Britannia who have been just unbelievably amazing as well, supporting us in this journey, and obviously the America's Cup and everyone that's put it on. I think this is for sure just the beginning of particularly women sailing in the Cup, and I'm so proud to be part of that first ever women's event. Obviously gutted to not deliver today, but just for the sport and for women sailing and for the young girls out there watching, like that, this is happening and it's going to be your time next.
So there you have it. A new chapter of America's Cup history has been written. Luna Rossa, Prada, Pirelli have filled the trophy cabinet. They won the UniCredit Youth America's Cup. And today, they have been crowned champions of the Puig Women's America's Cup. The Italians will be savouring the carver and celebrating all night. And why not? opportunities to make history are few and far between. Our huge congratulations to Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli, winners of the inaugural Puig Women's America's Cup.